So tell me a little bit about why Soul Shepherding Associate. Why now? Why are you expanding? Why me? No, I know. Uh, but you're at a place where you've been doing this for several years now, and you've been doing it very faithfully and effectively, and you've seen a lot of fruit from that. But now you both are saying we need to have partners to help us. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we started our nonprofit 8 years ago, and for at least 5 years before that, we were doing ministry to pastors. And every year, Christy and I are just doing more work and more ministry. And I mean, if we're not careful, we would be in danger of becoming one of those statistics. You know, who cares for us? We need to follow and practice what we preach, obviously, and so we need to. And we do have people that we go to, and we take Sabbath rest, we take retreats, we seek the soul care that we need, and we really try to live into serving what God is cooking in the kitchen of our souls. And so that's our, it's the overflow idea of ministry. It's very important to us, and we have a board of directors that's our community, and they help us to do that. So we can't handle what we're doing. So the Lord has given us extraordinary fruitfulness and success. We started in the worst economy since the Great Depression, and every year God has had us in the black. When we started this ministry, I was like, I don't want to, I was in the fee-for-service world. Psychologists can make a good living, $160 a client. I had a thriving practice. I didn't want to ask for money. It didn't occur to me. God says, well, you don't need to ask for money. Just share the vision, and there are going to be people that are going to want to help you if you would just let them. Well, yeah, I guess I don't really want to let people help me, do I, Lord? I kind of want to do it myself and kind of, be in charge. And so he's just led us on an adventure. And but in seeing the fruitfulness and in seeing the needs that pastors have, men and women in ministry, and seeing how God is using this and seeing how uncommon what we're doing. I just hear it time and again. Just the other day, we're meeting with a pastor and wife on sabbatical, Christy and I together, and he says, I never experienced anything like this. Can we invite him into our home? We're taking a walk around the lake. We're having a meal together. Because it's relationship. It's organic relationship, you see. But then we're having conversations that are focused, spiritual mentoring, some counseling issues, individual, in the couple. Obviously, we're not doing, weekly therapy or, even monthly spiritual direction necessarily. But it's plowing the ground there, building the relationship and helping them get a vision for what's possible. So they're coming onto our website, accessing those resources. They're learning, I can do this. I could open up my home to people in my church. I could lead a day retreat on my house like you've done for me. And you see, it just begins to spread. And we help these pastors have a more nourished, deeper life in the Lord, and then to overflow with that to the people around them. So we've just been really overrun with opportunities. And so we've had to begin to, set boundaries on that and talk with our board. What does this mean? What's God calling us to do? And what we sense the Lord say to us is, okay, the most important thing you can do is something new that you haven't been doing. And this isn't the first time the Lord has said this to us. It's like, hey, we're going to remake our ministry all over again now, right? And what he says is, I want you to find people who will do what you do in other cities. Who is doing a Love Your Neighbor pastor ministry in Long Beach? Well, I don't live that close to Long Beach. I drove all the way here to meet with Dave, but I can't keep doing that, you see? And you hear what Larry was saying. There's a lot of pastors that he's connected to that need Dave in his ministry. Dave is connected at Biola with the leadership there. And so we're working together on ways to put together the graduates of Talbot Seminary and the graduates of ISF, Institute for Spiritual Formation, trained spiritual director. Let's get them together. Let's teach the spiritual directors this love your neighbor pastor model and show them how, well, maybe you could, in addition to what you're doing in your office, maybe there's another way now here that you can connect with pastors and leaders in your community and invite them into a soul care group and maybe do that with some Talbot graduates. And so, see, we want to see this spread. And so, when Dave came along, and I had no idea, right? I'm just doing what the Lord told me to do with my neighbor pastor. I connect with you. I see you've got a need, so we go out for coffee. And then you had some challenges that came up, and, you're in the group, and so we started having more meetings. We just think back to some of those conversations. We would have never imagined. Your family's here, your friends are here. You've got some new friends at Light and Life. Folks from Bethany, where you've served the Lord so faithfully, that great church for so long, and now here we are, all from different places. We're coming together because we're all connected to Jesus in you, and you all see what I saw in my office. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's been a pastor for like over a decade. He's got a Master's of Divinity degree in soul care and spiritual formation. He's a trained spiritual director, but he's like so stressed and discouraged and beat up here, he's ready to go back into the medical field. We're about to lose one of our best pastors, and there are hundreds of pastors that need his care, that need him to do what I'm doing. Even though he's not a psychologist, Dave has that same bent. Those of you that know Dave, he is safe. He is compassionate. He has empathy. He's a pastoral counselor. He can come alongside somebody and really care for deep stuff that's going on in their life, and he's got the spiritual direction piece of really knowing how to guide people along in the deeper life in Christ, get through the dark night of the soul. This is exactly what pastors need. So Dave here is like our prototype soul shepherding associate.
Yeah, I would have never thought this friendship that we had, and it's really a friendship that would blossom into this, and it's been wonderful.